Make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
We are citizens, ordinary citizens, ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. You know?
He insisted that corruption kills development, and that whoever is going to be corrupt, he's going to take action against them. So his statement is in no way in support of encourage any form of corruption whatsoever. When he was speaking in context to acknowledge the challenges within the counties.
Our flagship road delivery program will include the Freeport to the St. Paul Bridge Road. Having received funding through the government of Japan, we'll begin construction of a 4-lane road from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to the Freeport of Monrovia. Additionally, the government of Japan is expected to provide funds to expand the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to 4 lanes. There's an estimated 70,000 employees, including appointed officials in the government of Liberia. These command a total wage bill of $300 million annually. The growth in the size of government has not been proportional to the growth in the revenue and the efficiency and the effectiveness of our government.
1 year period, it's all percent worse. No actions. We have a $285 machine. Where is it?
Why all of those things are happening, all those failures in 1 year or under 1 year?
Because the cooks are plenty in the kitchen, and they all want to make sure that the soup is sweet to their own taste. Everybody around the president want their own power, want their own strength. They want to prove who they are.
Players, they put over there. He found one bottle of salt star. After in part of one part of the staff, where he and the guy were discussing, the guy said, you have rather insult my mother. Look at it, the guy said, but then the way you're talking about I'm going. Man, need to make a Sunday, I'm from Grand Bazaar County. Really, if I'm man, a police, I'm going to be out of the family, I'm going to kill you. Anywhere they want to take it, and take it. Because I have my feeling, to tell the way I'm man, somebody, I didn't want to kill him. Look at what talking in now. The car went across there, standing. True standing now, the man went to the car. Since I feed there, the car went part of the passo, the car went part of the passo. Now the man running there from him, he started choking the car. Oh, the car for he put up behind the car. That's all. That would run there. You were running out before police people there, they come there, they arrest him. All they want, the policeman spray. At least when a policeman land them apple, at least when a policeman barrier inside the toilet now. What happened? What I see with my living are. Where they stay hurting me. My partner said, I'm not going to stay talking. They hurting me. They hurting my feeling for that girl talent. Upon call.
The second regret is I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail. I think for me, I have excelled to the highest office in my land. What is important to me now is my honor. My honor must be restored, and I've asked all of my colleagues, and I use this time to say, I deserve no defense from anyone for any action that I did against the Liberian people. But my honor is important.
Because of the speaker budget, everybody want to become speaker. Because of the deputy speaker budget, everybody want to become deputy speaker. And let me say to the man I'm supporting, if you support Rachel Kuhn as as a deputy speaker, Rachel Kuhn will not get my support. Rachel Kuhn is a financial expert. He sat in that place. All the budget and all that, when we were talking, where it came, everybody sat down there because we need to chop. Oh, that because of the budget. So people want to become 2017, right after the election, 1 month after the election, Unity Party sold themselves to just for the deputy speaker position. You see CDC today standing up. CDC is a party. Unity Party were not a party at that time. Maybe they will be party now, but we'll wait to see. They sold themselves because they wanted to be deputy speaker, because they wanted to be on committee to bring hardship on the Liberian people. In my mind, I see the same thing coming back. If you put Thomas Fala here, Thomas Fala is a senior criminal you put in here, and you put Rachel Kuhn here. Rachel Kuhn is no different from Thomas Fala. I will vote for Thomas Fala. If Rachel Kuhn knew he was a United Party man and knew that he fought to be an opposition man, he was not supposed to be in the black with Fanatic Kofa. He was in CDC black, enjoying that. Today you want to be opposition. You don't have my support. Musa Belete has my support, and I gave him my support. Sometimes I listen to Spoon, I see frustrated people that George Weah sacked because they stole from the government. I see them trying to criticize George Weah. Who are you to criticize George Weah when you help George Weah to fail?
I was not robust in the Senate because I was from opposition and not because George Weah was president. I was simply trying to do my job. And you will see me do it even more effectively, robustly, under the Joseph Nima Boaka Jeremiah Kuhn administration, especially so that I'm a member of the rescue mission. I will not take no vain pride glory that I'm a lead or leader of the rescue mission. I'm a member. I can take humble pride in that. Everything you saw me do in the Senate for check and balance, you will see me do it even more. I'm not like some of the folks from CDC who in opposition saw it wrong. When they took over the helm of power, the same wrongs did not change to right. They were defending those things. Now I got someone that put that out today.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
The transition is in full effect. Everyone can bear witness to it. A cycle of 365 days has passed, ushering in another cycle of 365 days called 2025. What in those 365 days? We don't know. Only God knows. So it's another day. Thank God Almighty having kept watch over us and allow us to be back as usual to do the usual, because it is an obligation to get Liberia right, speak truth to power, though it hurts, and it only hurts those who are evil by nature, who are evil by whatever they do. So they wouldn't like, but it is an obligation, not a choice, not a privilege. So 1 full year ahead of us. We hope that God take us through, because it is uncharted 2025, just as it was 2024. Thank you so very kindly that you join us for the show. Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this first day of January 2025, Wednesday. Start playing your King's Cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000 before we can get started. Start playing. Just play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Dial *799 *100 hash. That's all you need to do, and you get your 10,000. Time is of the essence, and we are in time. And thank God Almighty for time. We can help but make the maximum use of time. Good to see you all again. Having had a wonderful, successful, memorable 2024, let us all hope that we can have the same 2025, not those odd or awesome events that we saw in 2024. I'm talking about good relationships, good future, not government future, because as long as it is within the purview of Joseph Yeman Boakai and his cohorts, you will get nothing. Just as Nathaniel will ask, what good can come out of Nazareth? What good can come out of Unity Party and Joseph Yeman Boakai? So let's hope that we have a great time together again. Thank you ever so much for the support. You've been good. The pieces of advice help along the way, the inspiration, the motivation. Thank you ever so much. You are such wonderful people. We did it together and we can do it together 2025. Let's get started now. Time is of the essence. We acknowledge those of you who have come on. Thank you so much. I'm seeing every one of you. You've done extremely well to use your time, energy, resources to come on the show. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for that. We are giving you 10,000. This is the first day of January. Please take 10,000 from us. Play with $200 Liberian dollars, the King's Cash giveaway, or $1.50, and dial *799*100 Hodge and get your 10,000. Let's start playing. When I check, I want to see as many of you have already played so that we can give you your many 10,000 Liberian dollars. Okay, so not much. Today we're setting the pace or the basis. We find ourselves in a transition, or a transition has taken place. Ahead of us are 365 days and 5 years to 2029. It will, or it seems long, but it's short. Time, the people will say flies. I think it moves with jet-like speed. Yesterday, we were talking about 2024. In the twinkling of an eye, 2024 has come to an end. We're now in 2025. A couple of months from now, we will be talking 2026. At 2026, moving to 2027, the National Elections Commission will start getting ready for 2029 elections. In fact, they have already started discussions because they have to prepare ahead of time, well in advance. So with 1 year gone into the 6 years allotted by the Constitution, we've got 5 years to go. 5 years are not long. 5 years are just like 2 or 3 days, or even a year. Just like God will say that 1,000 days for us is 1 day for him, and 1 day for us, 1,000 years for him. What that means is time, before you can even realize it, is off you. And this is when and how you hear people expressing regret, because they would think that 1 year is long and then they have 2 years, so they relax. But before you can even think about it, the year is on you. So we've got 5 years to go. The Congress, or Coalition for Democratic Change, because it was the tripartite arrangement then, the Coalition for Democratic Change had state power. Fast forward, they are off state power. And they did a recalibration. That means to sit down and look at your entire life, where you falter, where you can make amends and put the bits and pieces together for the future. They did that, and they announced turning setback into comeback. Many on the other side see it as impossible, as if they control the future. But signs around us have convinced us that a president can leave power and get it back. There is nothing binding that when a president leaves power or a party leaves power, they can get it back. There are signs. Donald Trump is back. He left. Why he was there, the American people did not favor him considerably. Vast number did not. When he left the presidency, they were excited. They threw their weight behind the current president and outgoing. They felt that things was going to be okay, that they have found rescuer in Joe Biden. But then their expectation wasn't met. Fast forward, elections came. Donald Trump went to turn setback into comeback. And definitely he got the comeback into the White House. And there are a couple of countries and presidents we can reference. The Coalition for Democratic Change, or Congress for Democratic Change, I should use Congress for Democratic Change because that tripartite arrangement is off. Right now, it is Congress for Democratic Change. Everything they've been doing since they left up to the close of 2024 in the capacity as Congress for Democratic Change. So they announced turning setback into comeback. There is nothing impossible. But that, in my opinion, is only a cliche. A cliche is a statement of motivation, of excitement, of appeasing others, a statement that was just get people motivated and excited and they are thrilled. That's what a cliche is. It is different from developing a plan, testing the plan, getting it into full effect with every other external factors that can be of help to you, if you must have that comeback a reality. And that is what I want to talk about, the opposition vis-a-vis 2029. Why did I choose to talk about it? Because I've observed too many errors. Too many errors. Complacency. Achievements, complacency from achievements, and a lot more. And if CDC is serious of turning setback into comeback, then if ever was a time to get started with that, now is the time. Not getting closer with just 2 years to the elections or 1 year to the elections, then you try to be proactive. Everybody who tried doing that, they lost along the way. There's every possibility for the Congress for Democratic Change to get back to power. There's only one person who controls the future, and nobody's future is in anybody's hand but God. Men can say, men can speak, but if God says yes, no one that said no. If God said CDC is going to go back to power and they will even serve 2 terms, it will happen. But God can allow, God can set the stage, but you have to be proactive. You have to be more exertive. It is that exertiveness that the Congress of Democratic Change, if it means well to get back to power, then it must start now. And no better place to start than recognizing itself. I chose to talk about this today because I've joined 1 or 2 look out on some countries from the opposition perspective. And I've come to realize that our opposition sector It's not one, strong; two, not united; three, people who are stakeholders of the opposition sector, they either show little or no concern or neglect. Only when election is coming closer or they want something to be done for them, that's when they recognize those key institutions that can help. So I was opportune to have seen a couple of countries that the opposition community is strong. There are several factors I pick up. That's why I thought to hold on to everything until the first day of January, because we will have then completed 1 year and have 5 years to go. 5 years, not long. Few months from now, we'll be talking 4 years. And the National Elections Commission will start sending announcements around, calling press conferences to announce this about budget, about getting more over. Before then, I think we have several pending by elections. The Congress of Democratic Change need to clinch those by elections to solidify its base. Already, it has lost to some extent its base in that place. We'll talk about that. So the opposition community has to recognize that it is in opposition. Two, that it has to take ownership. I am referring to the opposition community, but the layering emphasis is on the Congress of Democratic Change. Why the Congress of Democratic Change? Because they are the biggest, largest, forceful opposition party that commands 80 to 85% of the population of this country. And when I say population, I mean fixed population, not population that dwindle. They are fixed. If today you call an election and whoever that stands as the standard bearer, they will come out from every nook and corner of this country. They will turn up in the mass. They will do any and everything on their own to get that person. I have known this over the years. So they are fixed. They are the one who have the layering emphasis. If the opposition community, the opposition sector must get back 2029, no better time to start than now. So they will have to unite. They will have to unite. They will have to claim ownership. They will have to garner resources. No election is easy on a silver platter. Even one-room election requires so much money. My observation is right now, nobody wants to spend. Not that people don't have money, but nobody wants to spend. You know why I know that they don't want to spend? Because I know our sector will wait last minute to the time before. And last minute preparation will always not give you the result that you want. It is early preparation, because early preparation, even if there is a problem, you would know from the indicators that you will see, and you will solve them because you have time in your favor. But when you are caught on the brink of the 11th hour, there is no time for you to correct a number of things. Let's start playing the King's Catch giveaway. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars today, please. Take your money, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and just dial star 799 star 100 hatch. The opposition community has to take ownership of itself. They have to unite. They have to garner the resources. No better time to start doing it than now. If they must take power 2029. And no party is in the position to do that than CDC. There isn't any party, as far as I know, of all these political parties, stronger than CDC. CDC is 10 times ahead of all the political parties, including Unity Party. Argue it whichever way you think you can, except you are not in the country or you haven't been in this country to see it from the very first day CDC came into existence. So they want to come back to power, and it is possible they can come back to power, but not by a mere cliche, turning setbacks into comeback. More to that, they will have to drop this individual proud, relaxedness, or institutional fear. What do I mean by that? Look at the government. Look at the various sectors. There are places that you still find seditions in the legislature, the judiciary, the executive, everywhere, even in the private sector. You cannot be an opposition community and you have institutions and those institutions are not prioritized. Who disseminates your information if you're not prioritizing them? Who talking for you if you're not recognizing them? You want to wait until 4 years, into 5 years, then you start recognizing those institutions. The government does not favor in any given way the opposition. No government wants the opposition to win an election. The government would never, ever in any way prioritize opposition institutions like radio stations, newspapers, online televisions. No, they would never do it. They will not. When I say prioritize, I mean, they will not give recognition to it. They will not send anything like ad. They will not call them for any events or so because they see them as enemy. But democratically, in other countries, you will find government doing business even with opposition people. You will find government people sitting on opposition radio and demystifying certain things. And people enjoy and say truly democracy is at work. In Liberia, once you're in the opposition community, you are from hell. You are Satan child or Satan children. They see you as unclean. They see you as a leper. But when you are on the other side, they see you as from heaven. Now, you can blame them for that. You can blame them. They are entitled to it. The people who are in opposition need to take ownership of their institutions, elevate their institutions, prepare it for going into 2029. It is not sufficient. You wait 2 years to election, 1 year to election, then you sit down on you're giving opposition radio. And you know, this government, this government, we will take this government out of power. This government has not done anything. Nothing. This government is 0%. No. While you're waiting, the people are preparing. You're not prioritizing any one of your institutions. People in government, they will have events. They will not prioritize. If opposition radio don't force it, they will not. But they're sitting at opposition person. They have everything. They wouldn't say opposition radio 1, 2, 3. You'll make sure that they are here. I am an opposition member. Go in South Africa, Julius Malema, I saw it. They gave priority to the institutions. It was one of the things that I saw researching on the opposition community. Why? Because They are responsible to sustain those institutions by whichever way, prioritize them, because they will need them going forward. They will not turn to government institutions when elections is coming and expect that government institutions to promote them. They would not. The government would not. In fact, government takes ownership of those government institutions and pro-government institutions. We cannot turn setback into comeback by just making a cliche and being excited with setting in our lucrative office, getting enough, and no one has time. I'm not saying that you should take money and give it to opposition radio stations. I am saying, because I saw it in other countries. I don't sit down and talk because I want to talk. I'm not telling you, you aren't on an obligation to support, but you can prioritize. Every institution sustains itself, but you will not exploit the institution when the time coming on the basis that our radio station there. If ever was a time to know that this is your radio station, now is the time. That's how it is done in other countries. And so when they're getting closer, those institutions are fortified, ready to face and fight off the government to get off power, and they get in. If radio stations, I have seen a couple of times, if they don't force themselves into that gathering, they wouldn't have access to that information. But in the meantime, it's been presided over by an opposition member, opposition senator, opposition executive member, opposition judiciary member, opposition in the executive. But the government is having something, and the government man is asking, where does government institution 1, 2, 3? Where is this institution? Let's make sure we get them. Let's wait for them. Send they are not here. Why are they doing that? They are prioritizing. Government does not prioritize you as opposition community. You take ownership of yourself and you prioritize yourself. Everybody who supports comeback prioritizes its media houses. You have to do it now, or that setback into comeback will just be an illusion. And let me give you a classic example. Let me use the speaker as a classic example. One, do you know that the party had been uncomfortable with him? He had a couple of 1 or 2 errors along the way, and he wasn't really a grounded person in CDC. It was when former President Weah opted that he become speaker, and then he became speaker, and then you hear him say, oh, my party, CDC, but he wasn't. He wasn't a grounded person. He had been a Liberty Party person. Okay, that's good, because every political party wants influential people. Every political party. That is the reason they canvass ahead of the elections, to get the best minds, the best of our people on board, because it gives them that relevance going forward. But he wasn't. So he came now, instead of being more, as they would say, party discipline, he felt relaxed. Fast forward. What was he doing? I know what I'm about to tell you. I saw it even before coming to Kings FM. Opposition radio, they forced their way to even be at the speaker's press conference. Some of the guys, and I will discuss this. I saw that he's dead now. The late Fidel Sedi. Fidel Sedi was one of those who was coordinating the speaker media relations. I need to tell you what Fidel Sedi said at one of the events. Why it was not necessary to get opposition radio there. But they had the other people. He went further, leaving and just bringing on other people in his office, trying to appease people. He was more individual and appeasing than you. Here we are. He finds himself in the middle of the water. Who is battling him? Who is stabbing him in the back? The government. Who are saying awful stuff about him? Who not recognizing him and recognizing Rachel Kuhn as the speaker? Government and pro-government. Who is he depending on? He goes to bed. What kind of radio he listens to every day? He's now listening to opposition radio. He doesn't listen to government and pro-government radio any longer because they're not saying anything good about him. They want him out. They see him as undesirable and insignificant. So why is he seeking refuge? Opposition radio. From the very first day they've been battling. These people will also leave. Instead of saying, yeah, these we are in this community. You know why? These opposition radio that are set up, they set up for a purpose. They set up to elevate the opposition community, to get the opposition into power and sustain. Moreover, it is democratic because you can have all of the radios, government. Then it's not a society. But when you have diversity, then it's become unique. It is based on that now. The people say democracy. So we are diverse, but we have a common denominator. Everyone can go the same way with the analysis. The opposition is purely to checkmate the government. Not enemy of the government, not enemy of the state, but to checkmate the government, to bring out what the government don't know and needs to know, or the mistakes that the government is making and how those mistakes going to have a serious, dire consequences going forward. Like what we saw in the entire 12 months of the Unity Party-led government. When we're talking about those things, people think that we are against the president or against the nation when we are all citizens. But everybody can see it from the same angle. There are other people who, even if somebody who is from the pro-government side is stabbing a person in the back, they will say, oh, you know, no, he did not do it. And there's nothing wrong with it. But the opposition radio said, no, you stabbed the man in the back. It's not good for this country. It will have a tainted reputation on us going forward. Like we've seen with the 285 machine, the knockers gate, the how they call Ayololo buses, the speaker removal, the burning of the legislature, and on and on. So the speaker relies on the opposition radio. He listens to the opposition radio, then he can the other side. But they will leave. Only when they're in trouble, then they expect the opposition radio to come to the aid. That's when they identify themselves as opposition members. But when nothing is happening, they will leave. They will not say, oh, yeah, we're having XYZ. We'll make sure that XYZ 1, 2, 3 here at all costs. The thing is complementary. That's how it is. You want people help, you have to help them too. We are in the first year. We've got 5 years to go. Couple of weeks, a couple of months from now, we will be talking 4 years. And everything elections will get started by the National Elections Commission. Who you depend on? The government will not give you access to be moving here and there on the radio talking against them, the president this, the president that. Who will want to do that? Who will want you to create a platform that you will speak against him so that you sway opinion from him? No incumbent wants to do that. No incumbent will create an atmosphere. So what the opposition do? They focus on their own. They prioritize their own. And they use their own as sustainability factor going forward. If ever was a time the opposition community gets serious, now is the time. If CDC is serious with that statement made, turning setback into comeback, 2029, it starts no better time than now. And there is no way to get started than prioritizing your own. Let me close with this. I hope that we are playing the King's Card giveaway. We giving you 10,000. Please take your 10,000. Play the 3 Wise Men jackpot. It's 10,000. Dial *799 *100 hash. Put in $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all you need to do. Once you can do that, you will win your 10,000. You will win your 10,000. If you can play, you will not win. If you play, you will win. So let me wind down on this with this. When this thing started with the speaker, when Yeke raised it, we started hearing some things. And by the way, he just released something. I will share that with you. He just released something, I think, about 4, 5, or 7 minutes ago. So I communicated with one of the stalwarts. I advised expressly. I said, Chief, this thing here, I said, see it. No doubt President Bouaka is behind this thing. He said, how do you know? I said, Chief, this is Liberia. We're in this country of ours. Hear what we do. This is a fight that is going to last long, except that the speaker will show sign of weakling. But if he is not willing to show, but to stand his ground, then it's going to be a long fight. So hear what we do, Chief. We have the strength against the ruling establishment. He said, what do you mean by strength? I said, Chief, sit down. Look at all of the radio stations. Look at all of the radio stations. Bring out the opposition radio and leave the pro-government and government. You'll see who has the highest number. I said to him, Chief, you know the essence of radio? That means the power. I say, you heard what happened? And you are aware of the 1994 Rwanda genocide? He said, yes. I said, in that one person, he only sat down for less than 5 minutes and sway opinion, but that opinion degenerated in a chaos. He said, yes. I said, Chief, if we start so early, if attention is focused on, because when you have the ammunition, you use it. God said it. God said it. You would not expect God to come down from heaven and fight on your behalf. He gave you knowledge and everything thereof to fend off your enemy and win the warfare. You don't get into warfare by sympathy. You don't get into warfare and win the warfare on the basis of popularity or on the basis that you have the education. No, you win a warfare using everything available to you. You open up your arsenal, and there's no strong weapon than the radio. After we got through talking, the chief said, yeah, I said, Sam, you make sense. Truly, you make sense. We'll talk it out. Beyond that, it was the end. A couple of days after, you saw them running to the other side. They're sitting down talking. They left their opposition radio. So here we are now. The first year gone. The second year is about to go. If nothing is happening in their favor, you know what they will do? They will start shifting blame. Oh, the people want to help. Oh, all of our anything here. The people are saying they're just talking about the other people. They want to help their own people there. But they will not say, we didn't prioritize them. We saw them as nothing. They say a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. If ever was a time to get started, focus on your own. sustain your own, prioritize your own, moving forward, empower them to empower you, told the presidency, now is the time. Thank you. That's all I can say to that. Let's move to the next pointer and then we out. As we are giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Let's play the jackpot play. If you are a fan of Real Talk, play. If you are on Real Talk, play. We are in the first week of 2025. They say in Liberia, January is not easy. It's always hard. That's true. It's that because you used almost everything you have. Okay. So as you are playing, let's move to the next pointer and then we open the line and talk something else and then we are out. Let's talk the Dillon's stupor, the Dillon's irony, the Dillon's insensitivity. But before Dillon, let me start with Dillon. We'll look at the president. Did the president release Christmas message? I didn't hear anything. If he did, please share it with me. Dillon is sitting now, realized that the big mouth they made, the boasting, the showcasing all over the place as having the best of the ideas of leadership, that they knew it than any other person in Liberia or any other government. Against that backdrop, Dillon will say all kinds of things about and against former President Weah. That the former president is grossly inept, that he could not lead the country right. He did not have any idea of anything governance, and thank God they rescued the country from his ineptitude. He refers to the president's ability as inept.
I was not robust in the sense the president vetoed the agreement and said there were plenty of loopholes in the agreement, and he's sending it back to us to correct it. That says that President Weah was senator for 3 years or so, and he know anything about the legislation. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and that's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already.
The country was rescued by them. He's right. The country was rescued. But where it is now, the country is 5 times in the septic tank by the so-called wise leaders. He had the audacity, and I think born out of shame, because his bossman, Joseph Yeman Boakai, is 5 times grossly inept than Weah. The man who proud himself over the years when Weah was in power as the light. Boakai has come as rescue. The legislature is dark. In fact, it is the darkest place in Liberia now. The darkest institution. Even Senator Snow and Senator Amarakone and the other people, they are even regretting why the people elected them as senators to go over there. Because the Senate now has become a playground. The Englishmen say frolicking. Where right now today is a holiday So you go to the park, go to other places, you see the children playing, adults, everybody, nothing that serious. That's how the Senate looks. The light is off. Widespread corruption there. Manipulation. The Senate is being tossed to and fro by the very man whom they refer to as the leader, the rescue one. Rescue one cannot handle a country for 1 year. DeLong now reached the conclusion, shamefully, pretending like they are serious. He wrote what I consider a messy or gave a messy critique. It's pretense. All of those things, they sat down over there. Boakai was doing these things. They aided Boakai. They never shone the light on anything. But because the year has ended now, and they got nothing to show, they feel everything F. Now he comes up with institutional critique instead of individual critique. Listen to what he came out with. He said, indeed, the year 2024 has been very challenging year. Who made it challenging? They. A rough, tough start. Good and bad experiences, difficulties, discouragement, and disappointment. These are all bad things, negatives. He acknowledging gross ineptitude and incompetent, and he thinks that he's sounding right. Then he said, but mixed with some positives. There isn't any positive. That is not true. 1 year? Give me one positive. That's how the politicians go about. They will try to sound rhetorical. And you who not observant of how they go about doing these things, you give in because you see them, you see their personality, you are carried away by their personality. DeLong had been a fake character from day one. Whether he's senator or not, I know Senator DeLong. Nobody will tell me about DeLong operation. Go in a unity party, come out of, not unity party, Liberty Party, come out. He said, but mixed with some positives as well. It is worth noting that these challenges and the real or imagined negative news overshadow the positives of the rescue administration in our first year. Did you hear him? Did you hear? This is foolhardy to say. Listen to the man. He said that noting that these challenges and the real or imagined negative news overshadow the positives. Let's take it at it. Who created the negative news? Whether they were real or imagined, who created it? They created it. So they created all the negative news. So the negative, if they ever did something positive, it overshadowed. When you do something, when you do a single positive and you have 5 different negatives, what you have created, people are attracted to those things that you have created because they are in the majority. The public go for the majority. You sat down there from the very first day, the president started corrupting. There was a messy situation, inauguration. Today, no account of that money, how it was expended. Only for your president to say that Miata Formula did a good job. Beyond that, the president went, I think that total tower where he gave, I think they say 55,000 US or so. Yeah, when people raise concern about that money, they say it was too soon to start questioning the president. Today, no accountability of that. It started from the very first day until today. From January to December, there hasn't been any positive news. Every day you wake up, there's negative news. So much so that the international community, some of the people started wondering, how come? What led the people to reach the conclusion to elect this man? Because everything, every day, negative news. to the extent that it became heated. The U.S. government left the president, who is the administrator of the country. They left him sitting and went to opposition leader to beg him and say, please, we hold your phone, talk to the people of the country. They were sitting down there. They had no time to say none of these things because the 10,000, the 15,000, 40,000, 50,000 coming. That now he know critique, that now he knows self-evaluation or institutional evaluation. Then he said the increasing crime rate. Another way I can consider a clear admittance of failure. He said the increasing crime rate and unresolved cases, the growing public distrust, lack of discipline, and disrespect for the rule of law. Disrespect, he acknowledging that a boss man disrespected the rule of law. Nothing you're working. He acknowledging. But how empty is this when it wasn't said from the very time it started, it got heated, and now it's reached to this place? How empty is this statement from DeLong? When you see the sign, you start to put a stop to it. But they were all happy with getting the speaker out. They were all pretending. I told you people about Yombli Kanga Lawrence, and she said, oh, the Senate set up a mediatory team. What happened from that day? The announcement was made. It was the end. The battle became tense against the speaker. All of them were sitting. That now he know that the government disrespected the rule of law. Listen to the puppet of a senator. He said, the increasing crime rate and unresolved criminal cases. No, you said, Joe, we are killing people all over the place. Yeah, there were widespread days. There were this one, there was that one. As if we're living in heaven. They know that we're on earth, that you have several factors working against you. So you have to be careful with your critique. Please get your 10,000. Continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving you 10,000. This is the first day of the year 2025. Well, I'm giving you 10,000. Please, I beg you. Even you can make it 20,000. You can win the first and win the second and win the third. That's 30,000 rated. But just do it by playing and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all US, and dial *799 *100 hatch. The many times you play, you are sure to get your 10,000. Then he said, after talking about the growing public distrust, lack of discipline, disrespect for the rule of law, the increasing crime rate, everything, then he said, I condemn any and all acts of violence and brutality. You're sitting there, the police beat on fellow Liberians and fellow lawmakers, your own colleagues. You never utter a word to say sorry. That now you think that it's necessary to say because the year comes to an end. This is a complete nonsense of a senator. You don't do that. The people, you don't use rhetoric to solve situation. No. You don't hear it. It is an abuse. It's a disrespect to his colleagues. You suddenly, when you see the situation, the first thing you arrest it, you bring it under control. Not when the act has been executed. People are inflicted. They're going through pains and hurt. Look at Representative Luther Collins. I hope that the man's hand is restored. You never say anything. That now you condemn it because you think yeah has come to and what are you pretending for? They'll go to church on Sunday and say you're acting like big Christians. God will punish you one by one because you're hot. That's why he said in 1 Samuel 16. He said, man looks at the outward appearance, they enjoy it, but I see the heart. And that's the same thing he said in Jeremiah 17. He said the heart of men is desperately wicked. You will see them from outside. But the heart is evil, deadly. I'm the only person who can discern. But you will see it from the outside, from the outward appearance. And that's what you're saying from these people. Why are you condemning? Violence and brutality, whether committed by ordinary citizens, religious leaders, or take the people from there. Then he said, our people are clearly unhappy. Lack of jobs. Say the people ain't got jobs. You see that? But any man said now in 1 year you are going to create 10,000 jobs. You are going to to set up this IT program for 10,000 young people in the country in 6 months. That's what Boaka said. I have Boaka on record. He said 6 months. That's why when I'm playing the bites to start, I played that one about the bridge. He said turning Gabriel Tucker Bridge into 14 lanes. I get all the voices. So why not? The senator comes to realize that Boaka did not create a single job in 1 year. But they were questioning Weah in the past, 6 years ago. No job. The government is not creating jobs. The government, 1 year. Boaka said in 6 months' time. Ain't happy. Their own senator admitting. He said lack of jobs and other forms of empowerment. Yet, they are hopeful. The people are not hopeful, they lie. He said, what the other one he said? I jumping through, huh? Get time for all the teenagers. Then he said, we must take advantage of their hope and be different and better in 2025. What 25? Unity Party can be better in 2025. 2025 will just be a replica of 2024. You know why? Because the president is not in charge. It's Dillon then that calling the shots all over the place. Yombi Kanga Lawrence then, Sylvester Grisby, all of those people. It will not be. Nobody should hope for a better future on a unity party government. I'm not being a wishful thinker. I'm not being cynical, but the signs are there. That's why God said you learn from the signs. The signs tell you. Yeah, the information minister, instead of saying what the government has done, the man had the audacity to call press conference to only talk about President Weah. He said, Weah said this, Weah said that. I thought an information minister at the end of the year will be cataloging government's achievements and telling the country the plan for the future. But because Boaka makes no positive news, if he ever makes news, he makes news for the wrong reason. So the information minister has nothing to tell the public, nothing then, nothing positive. Then Dillon admitting. The man said our information ministry wanted to go talk about Weah. Only, oh, we are this, we are that. Yeah, the country, they left the country in days. They left that man, our information minister. Hey, God. The year has ended. Let's play the King's Cash giveaway. I'm about to give you 10,000. I'm not taking it. The year has ended. Everybody now, they'll start explaining their achievement, and that is the essence of everybody on earth. Private houses or government institution, wherever. You start reviewing. You send it to the people, yeah, we made progress in this one. Sorry, we could not make progress in the one because of this, because of that. But because nothing there, so they say, oh, okay. The other thing, sorry, I'm concluding on the one day, I open the lines and then we move to something very significant. I want to talk about Yaka Kolubai info that he leaked out. What the other one, after lack of job, he said the year 2025 cannot be the same. The year 2025 cannot be the same as or worse than 2024. It will be the same. Then he said, a call to action, concrete steps and actions in the best interest must be our focus and goal. We must be positively intentional and act with our passion. Well, passion to steal, passion to manipulate, passion to marginalize other people, passion to beat on lawmakers, passion to suppress your protests. And I hope I don't forget. And let me say, it's not a surprise. Money can change people. Today, Kofi Woos sitting, I just thought on this thing today. Kofi Woos sitting over there. Kofi Woos, one of those persons in his advocacy, when the government said no protest, Kofi will call press conference, quoting all the constitutional provisions. That today Kofi Woos sitting there, Boaka suppressing press freedom, freedom of assembly. They can't talk. Anyway, God has the final say. Then he said he came to the executive. He said the executive must wake up to this reality. No more room for complacency. Absolute nonsense. Then the judiciary. That you should be critiquing these people. I thought his entire critique will focus on his institution. In fact, I'm not going forward. But let me just do one or two so that you're here. Then you'll know how to respond. He said for the executive must wake up to this reality. No more room for complacency. Action. Properly execute the national budget across all entities. But they sat down there, the people did that kangaroo budget hearing, they agree with them. They concur with them. They forged the speaker's signature. We're coming to that one. 2025, nobody should think that 2025 going to be, 2025 will even be worse than 2024 honor. President Joseph Nima Boakai, take it. The signs are clear. We use the signs to reach conclusion. It's what they call indicators. It is based on that people know from the raw understanding that they say if the wedding will be good, you will know from the eve. The eve means it is the sign that foreshadow the wedding. Then the judiciary, he said, the legislature, he said, in their frustration and disappointment, our people are concluding that the legislature is useless. That now you know, no, he ain't saying the legislature is useless. So he's saying our people, listen to him carefully. He said, in their frustration and disappointment, our people are concluding that the legislature is useless. He's not admitting that the legislature is useless. If you are critical, if you are self-critical, you will come down with such an expression. Then they will know that you are truly self-critical. But you're using the people as surrogate. Some will even vent out and call for dissolution of the legislature. Whoever call for dissolution of legislature, who can dissolve legislature? Then he said, our people are blaming the legislature for nearly everything wrong and bad in the country. That's true. From the very first day. That's true. Everything that this country is going through today, the legislature, there's nothing to brag about. You can flower it. Then he said, we must remember that we serve country and people, not just ourselves. The law. Everything about themselves, that self. Yeah, man, doll of a senator. Then he had the audacity to refer to former President Weah as being grossly inept.
That's how grossly inept and incompetent the gentleman has. That's how grossly inept and incompetent the gentleman has been.
So Boakai competent? Boakai is the same. Boakai is as grossly and incompetent, not representative of a president. Just sit down there. Look what is happening. 1 year. The international community embarrassed. Situational reports coming on Liberia. The United States government is compiling their report to release it on Liberia. You're going to hear damning things about this government and this country. But you're calling. You senator, you never ever call your president to check. You are in an independent sector. The president can't do anything to you. He can't take you from there. But because you're afraid, the patronage politics will always damage this country. Everybody in the legislature must fall prey to the president. They must bow to him like the people who bow to Nebuchadnezzar. That is why when I call him President Boakai, describing him as Nebuchadnezzar, then you say that insult. Look at Nebuchadnezzar's reign. Everybody, anything Nebuchadnezzar said then, everybody will bow to him. You said that Boakai control the judiciary, the legislature. What happening? Supreme Court go to interpret. They say you the interpreter, you in the final arbiter of the law, final interpreter. Three separate but distinct, three separate but coordinate branches of government. Your responsibility is to interpret the law. These people's responsibility is to legislate. Your responsibility is to execute. So the person who has the responsibility to interpret the law has authority over the people who responsibility to enact. So if the Supreme Court said that, or if the law says Supreme Court, this is your responsibility, then the Supreme Court, instead of being very definitive, they leave it hanging. Then the Justice Minister comes and interpret for Supreme Court. That serious country there, that serious country, your son and whether you ain't say anything. Please take your 10,000, yeah? Please take your 10,000. Play the three wise men jackpot and take your 10,000. Just put in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, dial star 799 star 100 hash, and then you have your money. Today is the 1st of January 2025. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrew. Let's turn to you now to have your say. Then we move to President Weah and JNB, President JNB and Yeke Koluba. And then we are out on the show to get ready for tomorrow. 0772 239933. The WhatsApp line +231 886 3044 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. And you are on the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this first day of January 2025. Let's see, those of you, that's Berian A. Walcott said, the Bible says that a nation that is divided cannot stand. Jean McBorough said, Bwaka with 42 plenty years experience in government is still asking the Liberian people to give him time to figure out what to do. Shameless people. Tonia, that's Tano Samson. Old man Bwaka on his people after 2029. They will never come back to power. Who else? I read Sako as Double said. They are comedian. Then McGill Naklan said, this government won't make any impact in the lives of our people. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So have your say now on 0772 23 9933 0886 3044 97 0777 9803 75. While you play the King's Cash giveaway, it's 10,000 Liberian dollars today. 10,000 Liberian dollars. Just dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Hello.
How you doing, Mr. Andrew?
I'm doing fine.
I first just want to say thanks to God and Happy New Year to you and your family.
Thank you. Let's hear you.
When you were going through the opposition stuff, how they need to wake up and put things in place, it broke my heart. You see, look, brother, if the opposition want to be like the U.S. opposition that has just entered the presidency, they must do it now, as you said. If they miss now, there will be no space for us. For me, I'm always critical in some of our chat rooms, some of our friends that always call me spy. I told them, I said, I'm not a spy. But I'm looking at the CDC yesterday. If the CDC yesterday will be CDC today, all of these things we are going through for Honor Bwaka, this thing will happen. Then can you imagine the opposition left Speaker Kofa in the court? And they think boil my blood. I never had no sleep at night up to now.
But now, how did they leave Speaker Kofa in the court? He left himself in the court. Most part of the work is being done by opposition. Do you know in any other country, if this thing come up, they will turn to their radios. They will use the radio at all costs. They will infuse capital into the radio because it's warfare. In warfare, you use ammunition, you use money, everything that weapon to win your opponent. But the man sat down there. We're only fighting because it is what the guys are doing. It is against the law. That's all. But
Mr. Andrew,
no, he's not a sensitive type.
Mr. Andrew, it's like my thought I'm breaking. You into it. Well, let me tell you something. The opposition today, the CDC has voted themselves. Come 2029, we're not praying for it. But you see what you guys do in this place, the opposition, because as I said, the opposition radio.
Oh yeah. That's why I chose to use that expression. We consider it. Yes, there's nothing wrong with it.
There is no concern. There is no concern or thinking that yes, indeed, these guys that are working, their names have been listed, that will be killed. We need to go and have a piece of talk or have a discussion or even use a platform to promote the opposition. But they will go on one criminal stand up, spoon, and do all the talks. That means what I tell you, this is not disappointment. But all you guys have been doing is insulting people, insulting your family. Oh man, may God bless you guys in 2025, and I see people, your family, you God hands will protect you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. I wish you the same.
Yeah, my name is Rose Otto. I'm calling from Front Street.
Let's hear you, Rose.
What I better was see, we will never leave fanatic Kofa alone with a sedition. He saw what happened a few times when we joined in the street for law and order to stay in this country. What the police did, he saw the police running after us and stealing. How will we forget our own? This government is done. They are done. They do not have anything to offer anybody yet.
Okay.
If you were sedition and they were doing the right thing, President, we are still our son and our brother.
All right.
That's why we will tell him, say, hold on, brother. These guys now they're going on with something.
Okay.
But these people are rogues, bunch of rogues now.
Thank you. Let me bring the next person on. Hello.
Good evening, Sam Andrew.
Yeah. How are you, sir?
This is James Kumba calling from Soul Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
See, wanting the belong, the guy is Kuni. And this is the same side he play with the Liberia people or even Mosavado people and got to that particular place and that is in the Senate. And this is the same thing he want to do. But I have to vote for him. All those that are associated with Unity Party, we are going to retire and give them a red card that they will never come back again. They say, let them enjoy themselves for the past lots of years that come in. And let them just pack up and leave. Because the primo, we are going to retire them and they are not going to come back there. Thank you this afternoon.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. 0772 2399 33 0886. That's the WhatsApp line. Wherever you are around the world, just +23 1886 30 4497. The women's line 0777 980 Hello. You are on the air, sir.
Oh, well, afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Let me say Happy New Year to you, brother.
Thank you.
This is Edmond Carr, the visually impaired guy, asking this president to deliver on your campaign promises. My brother, you said it right. It is quite unfortunate for our people to always forget about their own. 2017 election, King's FN was used frequently by all of the party officials and some of the guys were occupying ministerial positions here. The party chairman, the Akara's grave. But at the end of the election, nobody was seen. King's FN was then referred to as Crown Hill Station. It's going to get anywhere. When we're getting around, when we got into the campaign for 2023, almost in the middle, we could not get King's FN for us, our only side. You could not get it. In the middle of the campaign, They wanted to say they want to refund King's FM, at least so they can be able to reach somewhere around part of my Kiri.
Not only the emphasis is now on King's FM on it. I said opposition community.
I know the emphasis now on King's FM. I'm just giving you an example what they can always do.
You have many opposition radios,
Yeah. So if you do that to your own institution, opposition institution, when you get close to the election, what do? It becomes difficult for you to make a comeback. So it is important that we focus on our own. Not to Dillon. Dillon is just validating what we have been saying around here. You didn't say anything new. Okay? The only new thing about it is that he is not trying to say what he thinks the government should have done. But he didn't say it last year, but saying it at the end of the year to say what? You are all a mess of everything. You should have taken last year, the whole year, to set up the stage. So as when you enter 2025, you'll be moving on with speed. But you didn't create any kind of environment that will allow you to have a smooth show. See what we are seeing. What have you done? Instead of the president sitting down here and see about resolving the issue, now instead of a national address, instead of we're hearing nothing. You go to the other country, you go to Ghana, you go to Pony, you're not doing anything about certain energy between the two branches or between the two speakers, as he call it. What happened?
My man, we don't have two speakers, so, man.
It's late. Nothing is there.
Thank you for calling, sir. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm Emmanuel. I'm Bruce Vector calling from you, Matari Partida, the start this good now.
Let's hear you.
You see, Dilo is not a serious individual. Dilo is very much unpopular now. They're trying to make himself popular in Kenya and may come back or to market himself to the public. But Dilo is a failure, and Dilo will not be given credence in our political dynamic anymore. I expect Dilo to say that such a body that was killed in a barrel, who is responsible for him? I expect him to get the person who is responsible for him. Because once upon a time on the past administration back that all of the crime that were committed, he said our President Weah. So I expect him to tell me that Joseph Boga is held responsible for all of the killing that happened in the administration. But frustratingly, Dino is able now to swallow the relevant information in the belly and kill all the lies. But we're telling you that we are already aware for all who voted him, who voted Joseph Boga. We are frustrated.
All right,
we will not any party official anymore.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Okay. 0772 23990. That's 33-886 304497 0777 as you play the King's Cash giveaway and get your 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 100 hash and put in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and it will give you 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000 on the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5, the first day of January 2025. 2024 was a failure. F in every sector. What a shame. Disgrace. 1 full year, President Boga got nothing to show. If the government made significant progress or made some strides in 12 months, by now they will be putting things together, and you hear an announcement that Boga is going to address the nation on some of the gains made by the government. But he's not going to do it because there isn't anything he got to show. I don't know how that State of the Nation address is going to be, what he's going to say. Maybe they're just going to prop up things from the previous message, and just put it in there. But nothing Parker has to say. They fail. Hello. You are on. You're on the air.
Yeah, go on.
No, this number is not for male, Chief. Yeah, 2025. Let's follow simple English now. 07779803775 for the women. You can call 0886-3497-0772-2399-33. That's a general line. But when they say women's line, now you can go there. So I hope you will not do that again. Just make your point because you're already on.
Okay, number clear.
Hello.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sam Andrews.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the program. The party has not did the show. They are afraid personally. Those people have nothing to show. They people come there with no agenda. That whole stuff that they call rescue. I mean, they got no agenda, brother. If you get king to government with nothing, it's not surprising. I mean, they will score more than F. So, brother, let me thank you for the program. Thank you.
So, the volume, the progress, this year. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
My man, the first day in a year, you're acting that kind of way. They say that women line, and you calling on it.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, call 0886-30-4497-2399-33. They want enough for you for the women, yeah. So let's play the King's Cash giveaway. We are about to give out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Very shortly, we give out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial *799 *100 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all, and you will have your 10,000. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Fadi.
Let's hear you quick. You are on the air. Let's hear you now. You are on the air. You call to talk, then you can't say anything.
Oh, God. I said I'm calling from Fadi.
Yeah, I understood that. So I said, let us hear you.
Okay. I just want to say Happy New Year. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I wish you the same.
Happy New Year.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So let's turn to the King's Cash giveaway. The people playing, they have to have their money. Let's call this person. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Sam Andrews, Chief. I'm calling you from King's FM 88.5. What is your name and where you are?
I'm Abraham B. Stanley.
Abraham.
Yes, Abraham.
Abraham B. Stanley.
Yes.
Abraham, did you play the King's Cash giveaway?
Exactly. Just now.
You played just now?
Yes.
How you play?
As you said on the radio, star 799 star 100 hash, and you see that number 2 for labor day. You take some time, you put your pin right there. The process went through, and I play.
Where you live?
I live Tomo Village.
Topo Village.
Yeah, Tomo Village.
Okay. How many times did you play?
3 times.
You played 3 times.
Yeah, just now.
Is this your mobile number, money number? Is this your account register?
Yes.
Okay, Sterling. Hold on. I'm going to call you back in less than no time. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. All right. So let's continue to play as we gave out 10,000. Hello.
Hello.
Let's do a quick transition to another thing. Yes. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. This is John Colbert from Margibi County.
Let's hear you, John.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing we're talking about, more especially the representative there. Like carrying car, man, all we pay our way from here. We went from Morovia, we went to vote for him. What he said, what he talking about, where the party need, the party he coming from. Let get party alone, let him enjoy himself. We'll not vote for him no more over there. Let him enjoy himself, let be Morovia here. Carrying car disappointed us in Margibi there. So let him enjoy himself. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
All right.
Thank you so much. Your spies of the show, I appreciate it. The first lab of it. Let's continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. Today is the 1st of January 2025, the hardest month of the year. When you're out of January, then at least some way, somehow you can start getting things. But January is high, real be tough, not easy. So we're giving you 10,000 so that you can sail you through January, and then you get ready for the remaining months. So we'll continue to give you money, bring you out of poverty. Poverty means you don't get it, you want it. That's what poverty means. So you don't get money, you poor. Don't mind those things people can be telling you. They make you to feel, especially the preachers then. No, poverty, according to the Bible, it simply means if I get money on me right now, I'm poor. Anything you don't get, you're poor. It simply means lack. So if somebody gave you that which you don't have, it means that you have prospered. That means the person has taken you from a poor state to a prosperous state. That's what poverty means. So when you don't get money, and Kings FM say you don't get money, so we're giving you 10,000. Kings FM is taking you from poverty. That means they're giving you something than having nothing. The high looking. When you hear poverty, that how God said it, that God definition right there. Yeah. You don't get it. You want it, but you don't get it. So somebody take it and give it to you. So you are out of poverty. So we're giving you 10,000. This is how you can take the 10,000 because we can go to your house. We know where you're living. So we're in a world of technology. So we'll just send it to you quick. So you can take it by just $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Then you put in your phone *799 *100#. That's all. You get your 10,000, you order poverty. You can do plenty of things with it. This break, and when we come back, we start another thing while we give out your money. Certainly, the citizens are grieving. 1 whole year under Joseph Human Boycott, the citizens have been suffocated. Yes, abuse the people. The only language the politician understands, lies. It is evil, wicked, diabolical when you lie to the people. Nice one by Takun J. They lie to us. Let's call this person and give his or her 10,000. Hello. Yeah, I guess that you can tell me that you received 10,000 Liberian dollars. That's good. Congratulations. Giveaway, yeah? Okay. So play. As many times as you play, you will win 10,000 and 10,000. What kind of business you doing? Okay, yeah, you can buy it. Even 1,000 can buy many dicks. Go ahead. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you for playing too.
Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading lights, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Today, we are citizens, ordinary citizens, ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except for coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you have to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong, it's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a picture. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on.
You're listening to Real Talk and Kings. We talk it real, without buying, no compromise, no partiality. We say it as it is. It's just raw, but patriotic, nationalistic. Though the truth, everyone will not want to accept. Even the one who does wrong wouldn't want to accept the truth because the truth exposes evil. Truth exposes darkness. Truth exposes corruption. It exposes everything. So the evil ones don't like to hear the truth. The truth is just like sassy. The person who steals never ever want to take sassy. Okay, man, let's move to the next pointer and then we are out. We heard Monday evening, last week, uh, this week, this week, of the passing of the general manager of Boulevard Palace Hotel. It's South African. And several reports emerged about his mysterious death or that led to people suspecting. And the police said there was an injection. What word did it use? I tried to get whether injection or injection. Ingectron or ings, something like that. I saw two words like that. I don't know which one the police director meant, but I saw two words, which means to put chemical in, where it's a drug or something, and it goes two ways. Goes two ways. Either the person does it to himself to take his or her life, or it's inserted by another person. Well, the police director said their preliminary investigation find out that uh, he took substance under the same ingestion. That means it went in the system. Whether he did it on himself or somebody did it, then the police will say that the public can be assured that the full findings will come out. Representative Yeka Kolaba came out today. He said that he gathered substantial, which means enough, substantial evidence. It could be strong or it could be witty, but he said he gathered substantial evidence about the mysterious death of the Boulevard Palace general manager, Anwar Futlo. His last name is spelled Futlo. And according to Representative Yeke Kolobab, his findings, his investigation he carried out, it implicates several senior officials in the Unity Party government. Now, what he said, that what Representative Yeke Kolobab said, strong thing coming on the government. The information minister can address it. When you wake up in the morning, that George Weah, he going to information ministry for, he going to any event that George Weah he carry in his mind, all the messy situation that unfolding created by his boss man. He can't go to talk any one of those things, but that George Weah he can go to information ministry. That man was being information ministry. I hope that Wabwaka reshuffle will take him from there. But I told you about Pierre from the onset, me I had a thing. Before I came in, I was on the other side. As soon as that name came out, I said Pierre will not do anything different at that place. I saw Pierre at that Ministry of Information. I saw Pierre with Isaac Jackson. I saw his work with Clayton CA, with Norris Stewart, who is the UL vice president for UL relations. I saw Pierre work. I know what Pierre doing down there. If I talk some of the things, it will bring confusion. Some people will lost their job. What? I know. Yeah, I have friends there. Yeah, everywhere we get friends. These things, he ain't talking on it. But that George where you go sit down, oh, we have messed the country up. Yeah, he left all kind of messy situation. Look at this place, look at that place. Well, you get nothing to do. What got these hotel I've been for over there? I will tell the president, I will call Prezo. I say, Prezo, tell that man for over there, I'm not helping you. I mean, no information minister. So, like I said, the evidence that he gathered, he is 100% convinced that several senior officials of the Unity Party government hand in the man's death, according to Yeke Kolobao. That's not Sam Andrew saying, neither Kings FM saying it. We're quoting Yeke Kolobao, a voice available. Yeke said that he conducted his investigation, and his investigation findings from his investigation revealed that several Liberian government officials, Unity Party government officials, they hand in the man's death. And according to him, he is urging the South African government to send a team of professional pathologists to conduct an independent investigation into the murder or the alleged murder of their national. Yeka went further to say, today he released the one. He said the Liberian government, particularly the Liberian National Police, cannot be trusted to carry out the investigation, as key officials are reportedly connected to the suspicious death of the Boulevard Palace manager. Yeke Kolobao, Representative Yeke Kolobao, went further to say that Liberia's integrity is once again in question under the leadership of Joseph Yema Boakai. He also said that room 1026 has now become a crime scene. Room 1026. So the way the guy was, the way the thing happened, according to Yaga, room 1026, Nana King's FM saying the answer Andrews. No, you can say room 1026 has now become a crime scene. His investigation show, and he's 100% convinced that several senior officials of the Liberian government, they are implicated in Anwar Fulot's death, and that the South African government, the man was South African. Yeke is saying that the South African government should not take it lightly. They should send their own team of pathologists to examine the body so that they will know the cause. They should not leave the body to the Liberian government. Yeke's suspicion is when it is left to the Liberian government, they will say the man died from killing himself or the man poisoning in himself. But when the South African pathologists come, he sees them as independent, they will not compromise. They would know who or the cause of death. That's what he's saying. So that's what we thought to share with you. We leave here as it is. But it is scary. It is scary. I don't know whether the South African government will take serious this. In some countries, when their citizens in a given place doing business, something happen, really, they don't bother. They just see it as a business, a normal business trend, so they just leave it. Unlike the American government. Yeah. But if the South African government will take serious this or take note of it and raise concerns with the Liberian government, then it's going to go beyond that. But this government, nothing, man, nothing good associated with it. If anything associated with this government, they're just evil, bad. The reports are just bad. The reports, everything about the government is not encouraging. You can hardly want to report good news. We want to talk, the government has done this, the government is doing this significant strides President Walker has done. We want to talk about those things because it is our country. Walker signed up to do that. And so when he's doing it, according to his promise, from the arrest agenda, it will be spoken of. Well, we can get any one of those things to talk about rather negative things, killing, murdering, lies, Boulevard parties, manager. No one knows how to manage that. The police to just jump into conclusion. And some people say, "Oh, you have to do that," and it doesn't show that the investigation has ended. We live in a society that is so gullible. The people feed and accept what they feed on and accept what they hear immediately. So you want to be very careful. You don't want to hasten. It's not how quick you run to the public. You clean police director can say the man injection of I don't know fuel or fluid or chemical. Now the people running. Okay. When you come back again with another thing, the people say, "Oh, but what happened now?" The people say the man died, they want. Then they come back, the police director say the man died, they want. So which one will believe now? But let's move to Boaka and we close here. I hope we're about to call to give another 10,000. Let's do it as quickly as we can. I will soon be leaving. Today is the first day. Don't worry. This year is going to be very interesting. Very interesting year is going to be 2025. It's not going to be anything extra. No. I'm not convinced that you're going to see significant change or changes this year under the government. No. It's not going to be. You can get vexed, Unity Party people, but that's the reality. We have seen the signs. We saw the events. Every sign accompanies an event. So, Mr. President, Mr. President released his Christmas, New Year's Day message. Like Senator Dillon, Mr. President faltered. He blundered too. All of them have nothing significant to say. All of them empty. All of them. All of them empty. 2024. They get nothing to say. Listen to the president. He said, this special occasion marking the transition to a new year invites us not only to celebrate, but more importantly, to reflect on our journey together and renew our commitment. Listen, to envisioning a brighter future for our beloved country. Why envisioning again? But you already get a vision. Envisioning simply means to think about something. And the president said, think Liberia, build Liberia, love Liberia. So why must we envision again? You get a vision. And that the vision you in, you chakra everything on the plate, the vision, just chakra everything upside down. So what are we envisioning again? Then he said, the year 2024 offer both triumphs and challenges. This is a blatant lie. A blatant lie. The president lied. He said the year 2024 offer triumphs. That means successes. Look up the word triumph. Triump-ish. It means success. It means gains made. It means being successful. It means moving from one end to another with good results. So can the president name one? No. If you say challenges, removing the speaker, challenges, lying of 532 seated Ayololo buses, challenges, NOCOS, how they call it? Not NOCOS, NASCO gate, and on and on. And those are not challenges. The president never faced challenge 2024. The president only created a messy situation that he himself confused. There's nothing he triumphed. If he ever triumphed, was triumph in failure. That means he did not achieve any one of his goals. Here we are. The budget is just hanging. And under the law, there are certain people we'll talk about tomorrow. I got that document. There are certain individuals who have to sign. One of them is the speaker. before it goes to the president. When the president signs it, then it becomes a law. But they say they finish with the budget they sign. So who did Fonati Kofa sign? Let's hold on that. We'll look at that tomorrow. So what's the triumph? No triumph, no successes. Then what he should have done from the very beginning, and ECOWAS will even call for that, and ECOWAS said that it was imperative. And before ECOWAS said that it was imperative that be done, the president, when he took over, he talked about inclusivity, he talked about reconciliation, he talked about all of those things. Before ECOWAS even came out to say, look, it is imperative, because if you must make strides in Liberia, you have to bring the people together. You have to get everybody on deck. You cannot succeed in isolation of the others. ECOWAS said that it was mandatory.
Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia, so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia, so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia.
ECOWAS statement came after he talked about it. His statement where he said that same thing. It was when he talked about no car sticking in the mouth in 90 days. Did he say 90 days? Or yeah, it was when he talked about that. When he said he will have a government of inclusion. Reconciliation is the first thing. Did you see anything? Did you see any? The country stayed divided on Obuaka. He going into his second year. How he feels as president. You took over a divided country. 1 year on, you have not initiated a single reconciliatory program. Your two predecessors, they did that. They took over a divided country, and they strive within their leadership ability to foster reconciliation. You may not have been absolute, but the country is a living testimony that Ellen fostered reconciliatory gathering, that former President Weah fostered reconciliatory gathering. You come to power now, taking over also a divided country with the expectation from people that it will be the first thing you initiate. You did not. ECOWAS prevailed on you. You did not. 1 year on, you go sit down in Lofa County to talk tribal, quote-unquote, reconciliation, communal reconciliation, centralized reconciliation, which is very insignificant because the country embodied a clan or a segment. So the first thing you want to do is to take it from a national perspective reconciliatorily before you move to the segment. So we expected that Mr. President, he said 100 days, and thank you, Josephus Mane. We expected from the onset that one of the priorities of Mr. President will have been to initiate a reconciliatory gathering. And I bet you, had he done that, we saw that in the readiness in former President Weah, former President Salif, and other people. We saw the readiness. Nobody is ready, ever willing to make things, to get this country off the ground, peace, stabilization, reconciliation, any other thing to keep just the country intact than we are, than former President Salif. But who takes the initiative? Who got that responsibility? The president. Former President Weah cannot do that. He's off the scene. He doesn't have the authority now that has been passed on to the current. Former President Salif can do that. She's off the scene. She did hers when she was there. She cannot go ahead. She cannot usurp the function of the current president. It is the current president who is under obligation to foster reconciliatory initiatives to get the country together. And what do you have also? You have religious leaders calling to for the same thing. You have civil society people adding their voices. Yet Mr. President can. His people are telling him it's not necessary. And look, Mr. President, let's tell you, you like it or not, these guys are putting you in an embarrassing situation. When situational reports start to come out from the international community, they will sit in their respective offices and they will gossip you. We know that for a fact because we have heard it, we've seen it, we know it. They will tell you, oh, Mr. President, don't do that. Mr. President, you know the people. Mr. President, ever divided the country. Mr. President, and you sit down there like, mumu, you finish. Yeah, they allow you to go 1 year, no significant gain, 1 wasted years. They're ready again. They will dump you. 2025, they're ready to carry you again. The whole 2025, nothing. 2027, nothing. Well, just 3 years to go. They start leaving. Some of them, you hear the in this country, they're not coming back. You hear them switching, swapping allegiance. Take it for a joke. Because he did not do anything, so they wrote this thing, this empty thing, and gave to him to read it. He said, together we have laid a foundation for a Liberia that emphasizes inclusivity, compassion, peace, collective pursuit of prosperity. None of these things exist. Mr. President, lie. Where's the inclusion? Where's the inclusion? What do you see as exclusion? Just as CDC said it was the time, United Party has said it was the time. It is the time, rather. You're not hearing United Party people saying that at the time. They're not using that same expression. But it implies because they have pushed everybody who came from the other side outside. When you push people outside and you think that they are not part of you, so they should not be within your terrain, you are simply saying it is our time. You don't have to say it, you don't have to trump it, but action speaks louder than words. So, Mr. President, it's not true. Where's the inclusion? If you ever have inclusion, you have inclusion of friends, longtime friends. People in 90, 99, you still bringing them in government. So that is the inclusion, Mr. President. Then one other thing he said, let me run through it. Then he said, fostering unity and reconciliation across our nation, recognizing that our diversity is a strength and that progress is achieved when we work together. You see the irony. You're listening to the man again. The people wrote this thing and just dash it to him because they know. They say, just read it. Practically nothing is happening. Then they gave him theory. What sense does that make? What is the reconciliation? What reconciliation, reconciliatory gathering or idea that Mr. President initiated or any one of them developed and sold it to Mr. President and said, Mr. President, let's do this, let's do that. The country is divided. Let's have this first reconciliatory gathering. Because if the president is not thinking in that direction and the people who are around as advisors and thinking in that direction, you can sell the idea to the leader. If the leader will look at it and say, yes, oh, I think it's good. Let's get started with it. Let's start the preparation. What do we do first? Should we reach out to former president? We are former president. Sully, former president this, former president that. And how do we get started with it? They are not selling idea to Mr. President. Everybody fighting to prove a point to the president that they are working. And that's why I can't wait for that reshuffle to see how Mr. President will go about with it. Because everybody wants to prove a point that they are working and they are doing nothing significant. This country is in dire need of reconciliation. Development cannot go on as the way you think it ought to go in the absence of reconciliation, in the absence of the rule of law. You think if you put in some kind of quota there and how they call that stuff, running over it, And let me tell you, hello, you don't do that thing. Oh, you're putting it on Facebook. That's complete nonsense. You did it in the past here when it's Joe Weah, people were putting those things on Facebook. You say, oh, that obligation, that not progress, that obligation, that why you took over for. You Unity Party people, you're doing the same thing. So what extra in that thing now? That's what Bonga took office for. That's why you're signed up for. That's why they gave you the authority for. It's an obligation. It's not a choice. You're not rendering favor to anybody. No. That's why your arrest agenda is all about. So you showcase on Facebook or across road, Douala Road is this, and the government doing it. That is empty. That's just being dull, D-U-L-L. The same thing when we have people who are putting it on Facebook for people to see around the world the progress. You say, no, it was not necessary. That your obligation. What you showcasing for? Why you're doing it today now? Absolute nonsense. Mr. President now, what a reconciliation. Then he went further to say, I urge all public officials to serve with integrity. Where integrity is? No integrity in anything. And humility. Prioritizing the needs of the Liberian people. Oh, that bread and butter, we have said bread and butter. But the prioritizing, they don't want to say bread and butter. Bread and butter means the basics of the people. What the people need. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So Weah was clear. He said bread and butter. That means the people livelihood, the basic necessities. That's what you sign up for. That's why you become president. You run campaign or you get in a race. That's why you stand and say, I, John Josiah, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, all the things that you're taking on the responsibility. So you have to provide. You have to provide food for them. You have to provide security. You have to open the market for them. You have to create jobs. All of those things put all together. That's what they call bread and butter. It's just a political expression to say it is an obligation. The mother and the father in the home, they have the obligation to create or to provide the bread and butter. What you can put in bread and a butter, when you put it inside, where it going? It's going in the system, which they call eat. When you eat it for a while, so that you have life, so that you will be strong, so that you will move, so that you will have life. That's what it's all about. But they say, oh, we're bread, what the bread, butter? Yeah, they start making fun. That's the same thing. They won't come out to be specific. But we know we are literate people now. If the president said, prioritizing the needs of the Liberian people, that's the same thing. Let us play. Oh, my people, let me tell the last one that will go. Yeah. I will open the line. Don't worry, you'll have your say on the one. Today, the first day. Yeah, so don't worry. But we have to get the people money. As you play, you get your money. Abraham got his 10,000. Abraham got his 10,000. So let's play. Let's do it in the next few minutes. And then we can move on to give another 10,000. Yeah. I beg you, you do it. Let's take you out of poverty. The King's FM way of getting you out of poverty. If you can play in where does it? So another thing is, and Mr. President said he went to his officer to foster diplomatic that with incoming and outgoing Ghanaian president. Then they said the president himself. Do you know that the president contradicted his people bad media relations? The president contradicted. You look at that whole thing. Go to the Executive Mansion website. The emphasis of the president's departure from Liberia to Ghana was on meeting the outgoing President Nana Akufo-Addo and the incoming president, John Dramani Mahama. That was what the president media team put out. So all the media institutions in this country, the online people, they started running, except for King's FM that look at it critically, because we don't just say things or run with it because it came from this institution. No, we look at it critically. We analyze. We look at it from every angle before coming on the air. That is why you can say, oh, we did with that. But that's how it ought to be. You take it to BBC. BBC will not just run with it because you wrote it. They will look at it from every angle. Only for the president to contradict, to tell them that they lie. The president said he went to his longtime friend that he helped to go to Ghana. And the friend is a successful businessman. Dramani is about to take over. I want you to get the contradiction here in a few minutes. Yeah, open the line. We give the people money. We out. Dramani is about to take the helm of power as president of Ghana. Nana Akufo in few days' time, today is the first. So 6 days from now, Nana Akufo-Addo will be turning the reign of power over. Now, what they did, they made fun of President Boakai. And you can understand why they would do that and why when we say the president is sleeping, you won't believe it. Not necessarily that we take interest just saying awful things about the president, but it is a description. Those things are description based on what you see, and they are called for. They are necessary. They aren't disrespectful descriptions. You're not being rude. No, except you're not literate enough. The outgoing and the incoming in their country, you're already president. You are not the one to go there before the inauguration to initiate any discussion. Diplomatically, the person was set in his country with, as the people prepare the incoming and the outgoing, like what we have here, joint transitional team, will then release an invitation. It is that invitation that taking you there now. When you're there, and if need be, that means if you have the opportunity, then you can discuss with the person on XYZ, because at that time, when the presidents are many, the one who has taken over will not have the time to speak to everybody, all of the leaders over there. So sometimes meetings are arranged. You're here, like we saw here, President Weah will arrange with this person, say, make sure that this person is this and that, let me speak. Or you hear that the president will be meeting with this president. And after that, at 5 o'clock, he will be leaving the country. That means it was arranged for them to sit down and discuss. But it is always after the occasion. You are not involved with the people transition. You don't get nothing to do with it. The president-elect has not taken office, so nobody can discuss anything with him until he has taken office. Then he's in the position now to talk to President A, President Z, President T, President Q. But the executive mansion made us to believe that Mr. President gone to Ghana or went to Ghana to initiate, say Nana Akufo-Addo, and you will also be meeting Dramani Mahama. And it was not that. That's not how it ought to be. Now the president comes back to Liberia and says he went to meet his longtime friend, whose daughter was getting married. And he helped this person to go to Ghana, this mystery longtime friend, to go to Ghana and is successful, meaning he is a successful businessman. But here's the thing. I just thought to impute that. Here's the main thing I'm sending across. The president back now. Have you seen photos of that? That's the main thing. Listen to the president. The president said he went to meet longtime friend that how to call it, the wedding. But did you see any photo till now? Have you seen any photo? No. So why is it the merchant can bring out photo from our wedding? Why they can't get the money? Eh? Why they can't get the money for us to know? Because it is the easiest way. Once you can get the man's name, then you will find that yes, truly the president attended the wedding.
I went to attend the wedding of a friend. I went to attend the wedding.
You heard the president? The president, I went to attend. But executive, y'all go on executive mansion page. It stayed there. The emphasis was he was going to meet the outgoing president, Nana Akufo-Addo, and he will use that time to meet the incoming John Dramani Mahama. Then they say, in a scene statement, they say the president will also, I know, I try to get it right. I want the direct quotation, but I'm not getting it retentively. But they mentioned that. But the emphasis was on, the main thing was, they did not come first. Go back to it. They did not say the president will be leaving for Ghana to attend the wedding of his longtime friend, daughter. They said the president will be going. The emphasis, the content of the message, the content of the release was the president going to Ghana to attend, to have meeting with these two African leaders. And then, while in Ghana, he will go on the other side to attend. My position is, why now we can see those photos? Because the president said at the meeting he went to Ghana for. So nobody took photo there. The president, they friend here. They friend here now. They friend are invisible friend. Then y'all got to stop treating Mr. President like this, man. So we can see no photo. We agree up all 2-3 hours about Dramani. That one we put it aside. But the meeting the president went for, that a day. Because that's what he said. So no photo will come up. When we see photo on the thing here, you're finished, oh, the 2025, you're like 285 machines. The president said I a friend. Gentleman agreement. Friend get need today. Nobody knows the friend. The same 2024. President goes to attend wedding in Ghana. Today, nobody knows the friend name. Nobody knows the daughter. Nobody can see anything. What kind of mystery thing here so?
I went to attend the wedding of a friend that I went to attend the wedding of a friend.
That's not your question, President. President be your shield. Let's just say a few calls on this team. That's how I will go. My time is up. Just a few calls. Let me go. Today, the first day. Yeah, let's play. I have a few minutes to go, please, so that I can give you 10,000. Yeah, I beg you. Your play. Play as many times as you can. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm good as you are.
Thank you. This is Austin. What I call from you from Uptown.
Let's hear you.
Bro, Andrew, it's laughable to see a president contradicting his own press team. And I don't know where we're going. But the question is, will these guys achieve their rescue nation vision when the president of the nation will encourage his ministers to steal? Remember? So then what? You see, these are some of the contradictions you are speaking about. He said no business as usual. You go to Lofa County to Hot Air.
I'm talking about Lofa team. I'm talking about Ghana, man. But
they cannot issue.
Thank you, man. You follow the trend of the discussion. I'm talking about Lofa team here. The last point on the president New Year's message and a trip to Ghana. Then he say Lofa. What I got to do it? We're feeling with that Lofa thing long time. Okay. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah.
Good evening.
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for information. You know, my man, Central we just make a big mistake. Big mistake, oh.
My man, go straight to the point, ba.
Yeah, but you know, the president law. He ain't got no friend in Canada to go for a dollar wedding. You want to invite them to go to any wedding?
The boy.
Or, you know, to go meet any president. Because you cannot go visiting the president and invite you. Then the person leaves to go in another country.
Okay, Chief.
Yeah? So it's okay, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
What? I can't be going to somebody how the person invite you. Then before you got there, the person had left and got another friend place. Then you say you go for a wedding program. Why should the president make yourself go to like this?
All right,
This
Chief.
is bar.
All right.
Bar for our country. It's Chico.
Thank you so much. You need to coach the president. You're not really coaching him. You made me ashamed. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I'm Joseph P. calling you from Chico Fax.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the program. You know, Joseph Bogart have made the LeBron people shoes. Can you tell me, a president traveling, no invitation, then you coming back telling us you get long-term friend? What the long-term friend mean? What the name of that long-term friend? Then later in his speech, he said he received John Mahama. That the corner that they received John Mahama.
Okay, thank you. Let's go on the
Thank
other
you, man.
side. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, compliment of the season, bro.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, hold on, my in-law wants to. Uncle Sam,
Yeah.
I'm Susanna Nancy calling from JJwa.
Yeah, let's hear you, Sue.
Yeah, thank you for the topic. Yeah, but you see our person. Now me go renew it. Yeah, you coming to go look for Papa. To go renew it, the whole thing. So that one you went for nothing else. Now me go renew. You go to Papa. You go anywhere. You go to Papa. You go renew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah. That's my car. You know, I don't know whether this president, he don't have anything in his presidency that is referred to as private visit. Some of these things to call long matters short. Just now I say you're going for a private visit and you're going to enjoy yourself, you come back. Then they'll be looking for something to place it on. And I always say, I don't know whether these people can sit down and really think. The days of yesterday and not today. Technology has made us to live in Ghana and when we are not there. So why you go to the line? He didn't go do anything. He went to go service himself. That's just all. And why you go to lies about your own health? If it is time that you need to take care of yourself, you go, you take care of yourself.
Okay,
but
Chief.
you go become a long-term friend. You have a machine, long-term friend.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Yes.
This is the voice of PSI Nigeria from Sokoto District 4.
Let's hear you.
I got an award for Mr. President because what is coming to my mind is the president after the hectic task in the fire, he said he went for some incredible, but instead he went for CC. We are not seeing any premier factor on CC situation. So therefore, the president won Mr. Lion Man for 2024. So today on, we call him Mr. Lion Man of 2024. He lied. He went for injection. He went to get some treatment to charge the case for battery. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, man. Ready and Matadi. And I say, Hetty, you by way, eh? Red, continue to red. Are you Hetty? We're talking. Let go. We're talking the issues. Hello.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah.
This is my word, the people defender.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, just call to say Happy New Year to you, the Kings FF family. Happy New Year to every one of you people, to your entire family. Let God carry us to the 2025.
Amen. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wish you the same. Okay. Thank you all for spicing up the show. We've out of time. Thank you so much. You have another fascinating show coming on, Face the Issues, this evening with A.B. Weah. Ready and Matari, thank you so much. Right, that's why intellectualism is. No, we aren't shaking, Chief. Just right. Say whatever you want to say. That's democracy. Huh? That's why you're entitled to your opinion, as we are entitled to ours. So you see, we're expressing, we're intellectualizing, but you're small, you're turning, you're stooping so low. You can't do that, especially in the first year. You're defending your government. See, your government got nothing to show. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What a shame, disgrace. Too petty, too tiny of the government. You brag, you boast. That's why God said, no, take time. If you think speck is in your brother's eye, you want him to take it off. It's not bad to come up, interrogating him rather. It's not bad at all. But you should make sure that you don't have any sting so that they don't capitalize on it. Because if you have a sting, then you will not have void. So that what happening to you? You don't get vexed. You live with it. 6 years. CDC people live with it. Your cause here. You say all kinds of things. Your cause Joe we are man. Your cause Joe we are pa. Your cause Joe we are sister. Your cause everybody. Nobody said you people were rude. Nobody go after you. You go on radio. Your cause. You use all kinds of words. When the people want to talk, they say, oh, that you're right, that democracy. That now you know that it can hear. That now you're feeling it. You people something should be wrong with you. You're mad. That's what they call mental derangement. You will live with it. It will hear you. I see you tomorrow, if God permits.
His Excellency,